Welcome to the exciting and new mini podcast. I'm Jason.
I'm Andy.
I'm Dana.
And I'm Adrienne.
That's what's up.
Another first timer.
We're bringing them all out of the
another girl finally.
Yeah, that's right. Popping that cherry.
That's right.
Back-to-back girls.
I know.
Crazy.
I know.
Does it make you feel more comfortable down here?
Yeah, I do.
When are you going to bring some
I feel
people
a little
on?
safer. I've told you repeatedly, I do not have friends.
Well, my list is done.
Yeah.
I'm over.
No. None of my
It's all my
friends.
friends.
Michelle, she won't come on here. So that's it.
And she's my wife.
I know.
Don't I get credit for that one?
Come on.
She's been on once, right?
The Grease 2
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Well,
we had a bunch of
people on.
Tara was on for that one.
And Tara will never come on again either.
Why?
I don't even think
Wasn't
she
her
likes
thing?
listening to this podcast.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to hear our voices.
She's
She
like,
gets mad
yeah.
when I play it out loud, and she's like, "Why do I have to listen to Jason and Andy?" I'm like, "I'm sorry."
Man, I love hearing our voices. I sit
I
in the
like that my
shower.
name comes first.
I shower and nod my head to my voice. I'm like, yeah, that's right.
Oh, no. I hate
agree with
hearing
that
my
opinion.
voice.
Yeah, it took
Hate
us a
it.
while.
I listened to the one today. I didn't notice anything that you said you didn't sound right. I thought it sounded okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I thought I sounded in the distance. I remember the first couple times we did this, and Brian would send we had another guy on this podcast.
I was like, because on your logo, there's three of you,
because
right?
Apple will change it.
I was like, we get that
You
shit
got to draw a
changed.
new one. I keep telling you to draw a new one.
But we have that.
I know,
that
but at least you can put it on the
shining
pot on the Instagram and stuff like that. I can change.
I have put that logo everywhere on Spreaker to update, and it's updated every other place,
Except
but
Apple,
it won't
right?
update at Apple. But
we can upload on Twitter and all that stuff.
yeah.
So
The first couple times we did the podcast, Brian would just send it to us to listen to it all the way through,
and then we would kind of say, "Hey, take this out," or do
'cause we
this.
Did he participate or he
Yeah,
just...
yeah,
But he
not
didn't participate
that
as much. He
yeah.
wanted to be more silent while he recorded, and then he would take it home and edit it. Now, we don't edit. Andy just loads it unless somebody says
I like
something.
that, though.
Unless
Keeps it
somebody says
authentic.
something that we have to.
What are you
take
recording
out.
it on? Is it that?
that little
And it's got a little
flash
sound.
card in there. Yeah.
Wait, so do you know how to edit something
Yeah,
out?
I
so
edited
if I
one thing
said
out
something
one
like
time.
really horrible
Yeah.
right now, you could
We
edit
had
it
one
out.
person on here one time that had to cut a word out. I was like,
Okay.
ooh. As soon as
Why?
he
We
said
told
it,
him
I
not to
was
say
like,
it too. We're like, "Don't say it." And he was like, "It's
He's
a
like-
word that we should be able to say."
I saw it coming and I was like,
You're like,
no. He said it like,
we should be able to say. We used to say it all the time in the 80s.
I was like,
Yeah,
You know what I
do a
mean?
lot of things. in
people
the
get very
80s.
offended these days, Jason.
Yeah, I know. Come on, get over yourself.
but I remember when he said it, I looked down, I'm like, all right, 3 minutes in, I got to remember to edit that out.
But also, like, if you dox somebody, if you said
Like
you were naming
yesterday,
a
I
lot of people
doxed
yesterday,
everybody.
yeah, she's just going
Ex-boyfriends being like,
She's
this
like,
guy
"Oh yeah, this guy's probably
pregnant in
dead."
high school and shit. I was
That's
like,
what
oh
I
my
wanted.
God.
That's what me and Stacey said. We want to start something and just talk.
Can we-
A
you
bird
wanna put them
book
under
in the
your
podcast.
No,
Yeah.
not that bit,
You can put
no.
them under your studio, under the
Of
exciting new
course,
studio.
of
You know,
course.
here you go, got
Exciting
the
and
equipment
new
right here.
presents
I'll post
What
it
Mean
for you.
Girls. Yeah.
But
No,
yeah,
we're really nice, I swear.
If you want to use this equipment, you have to come here. But I was going to say, when Brian first sent us those first couple podcasts, like 4 years ago, I remember...
There's one or two that haven't been aired,
I
right?
still remember like sitting at my desk at work and being like, I'm not going to be able to get through this. I cannot take my voice.
Yeah.
Well, that was my first question is how did this all get started?
Me and Andy went to see Louis C.K., right? We were at Stress Factory. We were Louis C.K., and I believe Joe List was there. Really good show. We paid $20 to see Louis C.K.
Can't go wrong.
None of this is important to the story.
But in between Joe List and Louis C.K., that was I brought them up. Yeah. I said to Andy, I want to do a podcast. I said, you hear about people have this show, and there's a podcast about it. This show has a podcast about it. I said, nobody's doing a podcast about the Love Boat.
Oh, that's right. It started with the Love Boat.
And I said, I would love to do a podcast about the Love Boat.
Why the Love Boat?
Because it's a very good show. I enjoy the show,
Sure.
but also they have the cast, but then they have each week about anywhere from like 2 to 6, maybe even more guest stars, but big name guest stars. So you were getting people like
Big name 45 years ago.
Yeah, it was like they were coming to the end of their career. They were in the twilights of their career or start of their career because you had like Tom Hanks was on there in an episode.
John Ritter.
Scott Baio, and then so you had a lot of people. John Ritter in that first season was great. He was dressed as a woman. That was really fun.
He was always trying to pretend he was either gay or dressed like a woman to get around.
So I said that to Andy. I would love to do that. And he says, "Well, I know somebody because he had just recorded a podcast with Brian, him, and
we
somebody
had done
else.
one down here in there just to try it out.
We weren't there. It was
me
him.
and 3 other guys, Brian and 2 other guys, and I was just playing records, and we were talking about the music. I would just play a record and be like, what do you guys think about Pink Floyd? And we just talk about Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
Michelle's like, who's going to listen to that? I'm like, I don't want to listen to that.
You never know, though. There's a market for everything.
This is all his equipment,
not a market
except for those headphones.
Yeah.
We're gonna get one.
It was all his equipment. He came over here one day, set it all up, and
Yeah, we had.
we're like,
That's
all right.
awesome.
He brought the green screen. We stood up there. We took our
that's right.
picture,
We're taking
and we
pictures
were
with the
on
green
the Love Boat because he green screened us into the Love Boat.
The
picture.
cast, with the cast.
we
Now,
were
how
the
did
cast.
Dana get involved?
Oh,
Well, this is when we started to get to a point where Brian has some health problems and everything, and he was like, he was tired of the
Made
schedule
up
we were
health
doing.
code. He's told me that.
So we were doing an episode a week. Well, first we changed direction. We changed from the Love Boat because we were like, we're not really getting any steam here. And Andy said, I have an idea. Why don't we do randomly? He said movies from 40 years ago. He just picked that random year. It was like, I said, why not 50? I said because
there weren't many good movies back then.
40 was a little more closer to our generation that we would know the movie more than the 50 years. I mean, even though we would get got The Godfather when we started and everything. So we would have some good movies. We'd be in Godfather 2 territory right now. But so then it changed to that. And then, I don't know, we had a few of those. We had some 3-hour episodes.
Yeah, we were
back in
doing
the
random
day.
movies at one point, like Clueless and Police
No, we didn't
Academy.
do Clueless. We did Clue.
Clue, sorry.
You
Police
should do
Academy,
Clueless.
Which is why that shirt's
We
on.
would like to do Clueless.
Oh my God.
She loves
if we
Clueless.
do
Yes,
Clueless,
my
I
I
wife.
would
just
watch
started
it.
because my daughter's 9, and I just found it like on Netflix. 'Cause it hasn't
did
been like
you show it to
streaming.
her?
Well, we started, but we had a bunch of people over, and she actually got into it. So I was like, all right, pause this. Like, we'll come back to it, just you and I, and sit down and watch it because I haven't seen it in years.
Yeah,
That's
I love
fun
that
though.
movie.
It's a good
I like
one.
when
I
you're
just
getting
watched
them
it
into
on
things
Saturday.
that you were into. That's fun, you know.
That, Mean Girls, and Bring It On just happened to
Look
be
at
on
you.
back to back. Oh, I love all those movies.
Bring It On's
That was on
amazing.
yesterday's podcast.
Yo,
Bringing it up
but I was
again.
going to say,
Yeah.
it's just on. But
Yeah.
by the time this comes out,
Yeah, it'll be months from now.
past.
So.
So we changed it to movies, and then we were doing it consistently.
Yeah.
And then Brian was just like, I can't do it every week. He wanted to take all these long
He went to
breaks.
do like
and
4 weeks on and 3 weeks off,
Yeah,
4
gotcha.
weeks on, and we're like, we'll lose any kind of momentum we have with that.
Because you're doing it. You guys meet once a week, twice a week, or depends?
it
we
depends,
usually want
but we
to.
release something every week. For
Okay.
a while there, we were like 5 episodes deep.
Yeah,
Okay.
we had.
Jason and I were talking
bank,
like we have
yeah.
enough to get us through the next month, and whatever vacations,
Yeah.
sick
Right.
grandchildren, we were able to take off for weeks, and now we're actually up
And
to the
Brian
point
took
where
off at one point 3 weeks for a cruise. He went on a 5-day cruise, but he needed 18 days off.
Well, listen. Sometimes you just got to make
No,
sure you
'cause
have
he
enough
couldn't-
prep and
because he couldn't
post
fly down
time.
there. He had to drive down there, and so yeah.
But I think last year I went to Italy for 2 weeks with the family, and we did not podcast the week before that, and then I was gone for 2 weeks, and then we podcasted the week I came back, and I was like,
he was anxious.
we're ready to go next week, and he's like, I need another break. I'm like, you just had 3 weeks off, and we knew at that
And
point.
he said no. During those 3 weeks, he was editing all the back.
Okay.
But he was just like
Episodes that we had.
he was obsessive with the editing. So
He would edit one episode, like we would record for an hour, let's say. He would then listen to it out loud at home, so everybody in the house is hearing it. And then he would then start to edit it, and then he would put things into it. He would remove
he was
things.
getting a little obsessed.
Yes, and we were the best sounding podcast nobody would listen to.
yes.
Yes.
Now we don't
It's
sound
not really good.
Now we don't sound as good, and no one still listens to
But we
us. so it's
sound
like-
good.
We're
Oh, I think you guys sound good. I definitely think you guys
Yeah.
sound good.
Yeah.
I listen to
But
some
how did
podcasts
Dana
where-
get involved?
Well, because we always had
Yeah.
guests on, just like
Right.
Dana
today.
was starting to come on
But
more
Dana was
often.
on.
Do all three of you still work together?
We do, don't we? I had to think about it for a second. Like,
Yeah.
you work with us? You
Yes,
do.
I
I'm
do.
barely even
I just
working
don't
with
go
us.
in the office.
She's in a different department
Yeah.
now, so
Okay.
Yeah.
But do you go in the office? Like, how are you able to be here by
I'm in
5?
the office because I go in early and
we
I just
just-
leave whenever.
You're just like, we're out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody comes and goes as they please there now. It's
Interesting.
ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like
Interesting.
a free for all.
Nancy's my boss.
Nancy Campoloni?
Yep.
Oh, hey, Nance.
She doesn't listen to this. I've been point blank. I'm like, you listen to my podcast? She's like, no.
Yeah,
come on,
She
Nancy.
wouldn't know the name of it.
No.
She would not.
Nancy
even though-
does not care about podcasts.
Or us.
Yeah.
Or our subject matter.
Yeah. She would listen if we were talking about dogs.
Yeah, I was going to
Sure.
say pets, right? Animals.
Those 2 dogs that you just
Oh, you
passed
missed
by,
my joke.
they are...
They're so cute.
Through Nancy's
Or him,
Are they?
I'd say.
rescue service. Yeah.
Adorable. Oh, no, we missed it.
Yeah, totally. What happened?
Jason's just being a dipshit.
Oh,
That
man,
was good, though.
I can't wait to
It was.
listen to this
I said,
and hear what
you
you
said
said.
Nancy would only listen to us if we were talking about this, and I said, or if we were talking about Hibbert.
Is there a Hibbert
Because
podcast?
she was obsessed with it. She would always talk about Hibbert.
Did you work at Hibbert too?
Yeah.
Did you work there?
I did not.
You
no.
never worked there. Okay.
Tell Adrienne the story about how you met me at Hibbert.
Oh yeah. So in like 2000 is when I started there, and Jason was there. and couldn't stand him.
Same.
Not like him.
I mean, like
When I
it
met
takes
him,
a
I
lot-
did not like
It
him
takes a long
whatsoever.
time to get
I
used
know.
to Jason.
Yeah. Pass by him in the hall and be like, hi.
I always said hello to her. I was super nice to you. Though.
Yeah,
You can't say I was never mean to you. Yeah.
It was not because of anything he ever said to me. I'll
No,
tell you
same.
that much.
Same.
It was just his overall attitude.
Same.
It's like I don't like him.
And that was like young, pain-free Jason.
Yeah,
He's just
that was
gotten more ornery.
Yeah.
and
He was, I mean, 20,
ornery?
20 at the time.
Are you ornery or
25?
angry? And
I have a lot of pain
He's
sometimes.
always angry.
It'll never go away. I'll always have it. Yeah. So I'm always in some sort of pain.
Yeah.
But
We're looking to transfer his brain into a young person's body.
all right,
I would do it.
I'm sure you will.
Yeah.
I would too.
I would totally do it.
No hesitation.
If they said 50-50 chance you die, I'd be like, I'm taking those.
Alright.
I'm taking those
Yeah.
odds. Let's go.
Yeah.
So that's how Dana got involved.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yes.
We asked Dana one day. We asked Dana before Brian quit.
Yeah.
Because we said, Dana, you want to come on full time? She's like, yeah.
And we
said
had a
to
lot of
Brian,
people telling us that Dana sounds great on the podcast.
Yeah.
She
Everybody
sounds
was
so
saying
good.
that.
I'm
She's
not
the
gonna
voice of
lie.
reason.
you.
She sounds so
I believe
good.
you said Logan said that Dana was his favorite, right? Guest. That was when you were a guest before you
Yeah.
were on all the time.
But
But,
we said to Brian one day, we were like, Dana's going to come on full time. And he's like, great. Then I don't have to be on here anymore. And we're like,
That was like his like.
no,
way out.
that was not what we wanted.
But it was also
We just
kind of
wanted
like
another
you
voice.
kicked him off at the same time.
Well,
It
he
was weird.
says I fired
Yeah.
him. I was like, you said you didn't want to do it anymore.
Oh,
I
got
said,
salty?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Brian.
So now he just doesn't do it, and he doesn't do anything
He
now.
came on one time as a guest for Johnny
Yeah, Johnny
Dangerously. That was a
Dangerously.
big get. That was a
it
big
was
get
horrible.
as a guest.
That was a fun movie.
I didn't like
Farting in
it.
ice hole.
What movie?
Johnny
Johnny
Dangerously.
Dangerously. She never saw it.
No.
Have not.
Can I ask without offending you, like what
I don't get
age
offended, so
range
sure.
you were in? You don't have to tell me your age, but
Oh, I'll be 42 in
I
September.
was going to say,
I
are
was
you
born
over
in
40
1982.
yet? I didn't want
Yeah.
to say like,
Yes.
oh, obviously you're over 40,
Her
but
and
you might
Stacey
not
are the
be.
same age
Yeah.
too. They went to school together. Her
Oh,
and
right.
Stacey.
Yeah. Well, I didn't ask Stacey yesterday how old she was. I just want to kind of get the reference.
Yeah,
as
she
far
just
as,
turned
like,
42 a couple
do you
weeks ago.
get things that happened 40 years ago?
Yeah, she has
You
a month
don't
Yes
get
birthday,
those
so,
things.
yeah.
I learned a lot just from being friends with him. It used to make me watch. Like I watched Airplane because of him. Like they're.
I think Dana did too.
I'm not a movie person. It's just not something I
Well,
ever
I
got
also
into.
made you get into music too.
A little bit. Ween.
She's a big Ween fan. Yeah.
do
She
like
actually
Ween.
stayed at the concert and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, good for
all
you.
the
You
ones
made
I
it all
went
the
to,
way
I made it all the way through. Yeah.
I've been to one Ween concert. I never saw a song.
Listen, shit happens, you know.
And now they're on hiatus again because somebody's got a problem with drugs apparently.
Oh, was it me? Did they hear I have a problem with drugs? So they're like, we're not playing anymore.
I don't know, but it doesn't look like it's not Gene this time. It looks like
No?
it's Dean. Yeah.
Oh, little Diener.
How do you become a drug addict in your like 50s?
I think it's more alcohol.
Oh,
I really do.
How do you become an alcoholic in your 50s? As I drink my bourbon with my
Cheers.
empty bourbon sitting right here, but like, how'd that happen? But I've always been an alcoholic. I
Yeah.
didn't become one in my 50s. I was one in my 20s.
Well, he had issues like years back and then got sober. Did he? Hasn't he been like battling it or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. But
Oh, okay.
So I think it's fresh
yeah.
now.
It
I
wasn't
think
like you all of a
he
sudden
had it
became an
settled and
alcoholic.
then-
Okay.
Right.
Because that would be embarrassing.
They've always
Just
been
become
big
one.
drinkers, and a lot of the albums, there's all kinds of drug references in there. So it's just
Like
you
the
know.
day I go to rehab, everybody's gonna be like, oh yeah.
Like, yay
Well,
for
that
Andy.
makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
I have went at rehab, but I kind of went to rehab, but I'm
But you're
doing all
clean?
right. Yeah, I'm clean now. August 8th was 2 years.
That is awesome,
Yeah.
Nice.
man.
I love that.
As he takes a hit on
I know.
his pen.
I'm like, you're clean from
What
what?
is it?
Yeah,
Like
but
California
that's not
sober?
gonna- that's not
Is that
gonna
what they
kill
like
him.
California?
But
This
you
is,
don't drink.
This is a flower. I don't
I
drink.
don't drink
no.
either. You don't drink ever.
No, not anymore.
No more doers and
Okay.
water?
I don't drink doors anymore. No,
I had a
I don't have
scotch
any
bottle
drinks.
on my fridge for
they
years.
drug test me, so I get drug tested, and I'm also supposed to not take alcohol because what I'm on the,
Oh, okay.
the stuff I'm on. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I had a scotch bottle on my fridge for years from you. Like you came over here for poker one time, brought it. I'm just
Yeah.
like, what's that?
What
from?
do you
I was
drink?
like, bourbon.
Back then you weren't drinking bourbon.
No. This
And
is,
do you not
this
drink?
is in my 50s.
Not really.
This is a
I would
50
not.
more
I
beer
drink too
then, yeah.
much.
I mean, the last time I drank was a couple weeks ago here, and probably before that was months ago.
Well, you're grandmom now, so you gotta take it
I
easy.
know. I have to.
Yeah,
I have to
yeah.
set
I don't know.
an
My
example.
kid's grandma's a
Plus,
drunk. She was over here last night
Says
drinking
my
like a
kid's
whole bottle of
grandma.
wine. I was like, lady, calm
Plus you're
down.
busy crocheting.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I crochet a lot. So.
Okay, like blankets.
Yeah, I've been working on the same blanket for like 8 months. But,
Listen.
You know.
Is it
Take
for
your
your
time.
granddaughter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love
By the time
that.
she goes
Yeah.
to college, you can give it to
Yeah,
her. Be like, here you
exactly.
go.
She's like, here's a booty.
That's awesome. I never learned how to do that. It's a lot of
Yeah.
patience. I don't have that kind of
I've been
patience.
doing it since I was a kid, to be honest. So I'm
That's
kind
fun.
of like an expert
Yeah.
on it.
An expert.
Could you do
Yeah.
a TED talk on it?
I could. I mean, yeah, considering it's taken me working on one for 8 months, I'd have lots of.
Is it a large blanket?
No.
It's like a little throw
It's a
blanket.
napkin.
It's like I'm making these little like animals
It's like
that
the
you
one
sew
square of
onto
the
it.
AIDS quilt.
So I've been making like 15 of these little animals.
Oh, you're making the animals.
You make these
Oh,
crochet.
shit.
They're like flat,
Still,
applique,
but
like
yeah.
a patch, but you crochet them. Little animals, like farm animals, and then you make little squares. You put them on the squares, and you put the squares together. Then you do. There's a lot to
When
it.
this is done,
Sounds like
please
a
send
fun
Jason a picture so that
I
I
will.
can see a
I
copy
will.
of it.
Yeah.
Well.
Or we can hang one up in here.
Oh my God, we need an exciting
that would be
new
fun. I mean,
quilt.
We got.
Yes.
There's our wall.
No,
we're
what,
in
what would it be?
Afghan.
Afghan.
You were
Yeah.
there when I met her, Laura Marie Taylor. That's the same time when we met the dude from Bill Tucker and Dale. Remember?
Who's the? Yeah, we've had a
Alan
lot of
Tudyk?
people.
Not
Or
the
the
other
other guy.
one. Yeah.
I used to go to like all this
I can't
Oh, I
remember
was
his
gonna
name.
say,
Con
Casey
and
used to drag you to
Monstermania
those
with them?
things and stuff
Yeah.
like that? Okay.
Yeah.
She used to go to Monstermania and Chiller. She went to Chiller a couple times too. But now I stay over. I'm a nerd.
No, that's fun.
It's fun to. It's a lot easier to get more names that way. I get.
Are they
more
so like in like
signatures.
that Cherry Hill area? Or they're all over the place.
Monstermania's in Cherry Hill. Chiller's in Parsippany.
So now I don't like horror. It scares the
gets
shit
scared,
out of me.
Which is weird that
But
you're
you
here
get scared of
for
the
this.
ants.
That's what I
too.
said to him. I was like, Stacey gets Never Ending Story, and I get A Nightmare on Elm Street.
But you were afraid of masks too. Remember?
Oh,
You
yeah,
used to,
fuck
if anybody
Halloween.
was wearing a
Oh,
mask.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
even to this day.
Yeah.
I don't know who the fuck is behind that.
Well, that's
I
true.
can,
I get
I
it.
can curse.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're
Sorry, yeah, I'm a
explicit,
total
yeah.
trucker, but yeah.
So
I
you
don't do
didn't
it.
see the Terrifier movies?
Who?
Terrifier.
Oh, is that
1,
the
2.
clown
Part
looking
3
guy?
is coming out. Yeah,
I
Art
do.
the Clown.
See, you guys all
Absolutely
know.
not.
Never even heard of it.
Terrifier
I only know
1,
of
2,
it
and
because
3.
I see.
Yeah.
I saw clips of it on TikTok, which was enough to absolutely not. I don't like when the scary people have big smiles. Like
I
big,
don't like scary. I don't
oversized
want to be
smiles.
scared.
No,
I don't want
like
to.
that.
One that you did like recently though was Late Night with the Devil. That was good.
Yes, and
Andy
man,
didn't
I
like
did
that
not
one.
like
the
that one.
scariest things to me are possession.
But Late Night with the
movies.
Devil, I know you didn't like it, but I like that it was just that one scene, really.
Yeah.
Is that
one
like an
moment
old
in time.
movie?
No,
No,
it
it
came
came
out.
last year.
Yeah.
That's what I said. I was like, it must have just come out in the
Yeah.
theaters.
It's like a late night
What's it
talk
called?
show.
Late Night with the Devil?
Yeah, Late
Yeah.
Night with the Devil. It's about some guy, he's a talk show host. And what was the very beginning? Like,
Did his wife die or something like that?
Well, I
It was
don't know
all
if they
a bunch
showed
of like
that.
it was like a current affair
Yeah,
kind of
right,
thing where they were
like, yeah.
showing his life
Oh,
and all
yes,
that kind of
yes,
stuff.
Yes. Okay.
Wait, you really-
Okay.
you really
No, I
know?
know of. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I didn't watch it. I know of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's worth it checking out.
Is it?
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
All right.
Now you should watch
No, you shouldn't.
Don't
No,
send me
don't.
down
In a
this-
Violent Nature.
Don't watch
Oh
it.
my god,
Don't watch
you should
it.
Watch that.
I didn't watch it just on what they told me happened, and
Well, then
that's
don't mess
enough.
with
No.
Jason Hunt. No, thank you.
No, I don't. That's my last name on this thing.
Cut it out.
We've been telling everybody
Edit
Voorhees
it
this whole
out.
time. Like shit. Now they know.
Oh, I wasn't supposed to say that.
I'm teasing you.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
When we
Yeah.
were early on in
Edit
this
that shit
podcast,
out.
that was
I post on my Facebook. That's why I have my whole name on it. You know.
Yeah.
we have bleeps in our couple early
Brian was hooking
episodes
us up
because
with
Brian
that,
was
yeah.
just like beeping names
Any
out,
name
and
he
now
said.
we're just like whatever.
Well, we should
Dana
tell
was
her this
throwing
story, too.
100 guys under the bus yesterday. He's like, I dated
Full
Bradley
names.
Cooper in high school, and oh fuck that guy, and I dated this guy, and fuck him. And I'm like,
You wanna
oh
tell
my
her-
god, I'm like,
You want to tell her the story of this?
Oh.
that's an award we won from one of our previous guests. He presented that with Best Podcast.
Yeah.
Is that what that was?
Oh, yeah? Who was this guest?
Zach,
Zach who?
my cousin Zach, that you went to see Gene Ween with that one time when we went to see him in
Yep. Young
Bordertown.
kid?
Yeah.
Related to Teresa, too?
Well,
No.
Teresa married into our family.
So I guess related to her husband, though, but that's like the...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
What is he?
Jason family tree.
Zach went
I
to
know.
like roots
Little crazy,
that like
little
go
crazy.
like this.
Zach went to the Mahoning Drive-In.
I don't know what that is.
It's a drive-in theater, movie theater in Mahoning, Pennsylvania, and this was
I never heard
something
of it.
like
Where
that.
is Mahoning, Pennsylvania? I've
It's
never
like
heard of it.
It's
2
near
hours
Jim
from here.
Thorpe.
Jim Thorpe, Lancaster, like out there.
Oh, all right.
So I'm going there next month
To do?
for 2 nights. It's a Chainsaw Weekend 9, I believe it is.
They
Night
do
1,
theme weekends and stuff like that there.
Friday night is Texas Chainsaw Massacre
Time. You're
1.
going to be in the woods for like a Texas Chainsaw
I got
Massacre
a
themed
hotel.
event.
Yeah, I got a hotel right down the street.
That sounds
And
promising.
Friday night is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1, 2, and 3.
Where do you watch these at? Like outside on a big
drive-
screen so
on a
someone
In
can...
your
drive-
car,
through.
Zach says bring like a a chair, so you bring it out in a boom box. That's all you need is a chair and a boom box, and you're
What do
set
you need a boombox for?
to hear it.
You have to turn to a
turn on the
radio
radio
station
AM,
to
like
hear
AM
it. Yeah.
560.
Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
exactly.
Have you ever been to a drive-in?
Never.
Oh, yeah.
fun,
You
yeah.
listen to the sound through your radio.
And then night
Okay.
Back
two.
in the old days, in the Grease era,
Yeah.
you put
Can
the
you guess
speaker
with
in your
night
car.
two what theme would fit the chainsaw? Think about something with a chainsaw.
Saw?
That we saw together that you took me for my birthday.
Oh God, Jason, stop. Was it one of the Saw movies?
Evil Dead the musical.
Oh my God, stop.
Remember
Do you
that?
remember that?
That was so much
it wasn't
fun.
Just was it just the two of us?
I think Danielle might have come.
There
too.
was one. I think there was a
Dead
third.
the
That was
musical.
so
We
funny.
saw Evil Dead the musical. We were just
Was that
outside
on
of the
Broadway,
splash
or-
zone.
No, was
we
that
saw
like
Philly?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Was it Philly or was
Yeah.
it in
It was in Philly
Newark?
because I remember we went to dinner. We went
Newark.
to dinner
What's-
at Philly, and then we went to the theater. I forget what
I
theater
do
it was,
remember
but it
that.
was a theater.
I
yeah.
do remember that.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Was it the
I had
touring
the
company
blood
of
on
the
my,
Evil Dead the musical?
Yeah, they still do it
Do they
too.
still
Yeah,
do
it was a really fun
It
show.
was actually pretty entertaining.
But that's what it is: Evil Dead 1, 2, and then the Army of Darkness.
I hope you come home
those 6
alive.
movies. Yeah. He's going.
I'll be there for Evil Dead. I have
You're
a wedding
going
on.
before me.
Right, I'm going 2 weeks from now to Friday the 13th, part 2, 3, and 4. Oh, yeah.
Nope.
With Michelle and my sister and brother-in-law.
Woo woo.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I'm good. What if like
But they,
someone
do,
like
but they do like the Wizard of Oz. They do Willy
that's
Wonka.
fine,
and
but
stuff
like
that.
you're watching these
Yeah.
horror films. What if someone comes out of the woods and just kills you in your car?
Hey,
Well, that'd
it's
be
my
crazy.
time.
Like, if you,
Sure
in
fucking would
Pennsylvania, if you come running out of the woods, like pretending you're Jason Voorhees, you're going to get shot.
Yeah.
There's probably,
True story.
Everybody's like
People have
armed
guns
there.
and
Just,
stuff.
like,
True
blow
story.
you
Especially in
away.
that part,
and-
yeah.
I feel safe.
Good
I'm
point.
sure there'll be people there
Good
with
point.
guns.
Unless you
Yeah.
are actually an unkillable, death machine, then you'll kill me. And
That's a different story. You're going to a different type of horror now.
Well, like Jason Voorhees becomes unkillable, and then he's just gonna whack everybody.
I guess we should mention things we've watched.
Oh yeah, I watched on Sunday night The Instigators,
What's that on?
Apple TV.
Yeah, I saw that on there. Yeah, is
Matt
that
Damon, Casey Affleck.
is that a movie or a series?
It is a movie, one and done. I
like it?
Oh,
when Michelle
movie,
said
okay.
she's like, "Want to watch this?" I'm like, "How many episodes?" She's like, "It's an hour and a half." I'm like, "I am in."
Sign me up.
Oh, the new Matt Damon with like Casey Affleck.
Yep.
Sorry, my brother-in-law texted me that, but I heard about it.
Ving Rhames. There's someone else big in that. Jesus Christ, I'm blanking on who it is. Oh, Ron Perlman is the mayor of Boston. Anyway,
Hellboy's in it?
it's a heist movie. Oh, you know who's in it? Stingray's in it too for one scene.
From Cobra Kai.
Yeah. He's
Oh,
in it.
really?
Yeah.
He's in season 5 too.
Okay, great.
Or season 6, part
But
1
it's
of Cobra
yes.
Kai.
It's
yeah.
not
Yeah.
quite funny. It's not quite like. There's a couple. There's
Are
a
they
couple
trying to
ways.
be funny?
It's a light-hearted heist movie, even though people get killed and blah blah blah. You're like kind of giggling through some of the nonsense that happens, but it was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, watch it. You'll never watch it again. You'll be like, that was the movie that I saw.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Matt Damon. Like he's in something. I'm like,
I like
cool.
Matt
Same.
Damon.
I like Matt Damon too. But yeah, that's the only thing I've watched over the last couple days because
I just
I've had stuff going
picked up,
on.
season 2 started. But I'm doing a rewatch of season 1 of Rob Lowe's show on Netflix, Unstable.
Is that good?
That's funny. Yeah,
I saw his son
Him and
was
his
on
son
Jimmy
is really
Fallon.
Good. Yeah.
The
because
other
his
night
son's
talking
on the
about
show.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he wrote the show.
He just
actually.
did.
Yeah.
He was talking. Was that where he was talking about how he doesn't watch his dad's movies from the 80s?
Yes.
Because he's only watched one movie from the 80s, and it was The Outsiders. Because you have to read that in school,
Yes.
so they forced him to read it and watch it.
Does he not watch
He
his
hasn't
dad's
watched
movies?
St. Elmo's Fire. He hasn't seen any of those, but he's seen his favorite movie of his dad's, Austin Powers.
Nice.
Who was this? I don't remember him in Austin Powers.
he's number 1 in the past or number 2 in the past. He's
Oh, was it one of the
he's,
sequels to Austin Powers? Not the
yeah,
original?
he's
Oh, okay.
in the first movie he's oh shit man, I'm forgetting his, I'm throwing a blank on his name
I know
now.
who you're talking about.
Natalie Wood's husband, the guy that
Yeah,
killed
yeah.
her,
Wagner.
Yes.
Robert Wagner.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then in the past
Okay.
he's
so that
Rob
was in the
Lowe.
second one
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
All right. I remember that.
I'm doing a rewatch. I watched the first 3 episodes. Since I bought the box set when I met Adrienne Zemed, I'm going to watch TJ Hooker because I've been watching Chips and I got bored
But
with
didn't
it.
he sign it?
Yeah.
But you didn't
signed it,
open
but
it
I got
up.
the DVDs. I had to open it up because it was shrink wrapped.
Oh, so you open it up, he signs the outside box.
The box it was in,
Yeah, okay. You don't
Then
want him to sign
the
the
DVDs
outside.
are inside individually in boxes, so I took that out, and that's how I'm watching TJ Hooker. I got through the first 3 episodes. I told you it's insane that he's in his 50s in this William Shatner, and he's like jumping on top of buses from like it's insane. But
I was saying to Jason this morning when he was telling me that
William Shatner.
He goes from having like a size 46 waist to a size 32 waist when he jumps in the air into the bus. I'm like, oh my God, what happened? He lost so much weight. And then he stands up on the bus and he's like, oh, I got fat again. What happened?
I have two more things I had. Coming soon on Peacock is a Gary Coleman documentary.
Oh, really?
So I watched the trailer of that.
You better not have something else that I have from Peacock.
No, I don't.
Okay, good.
The other thing I have, it was over the weekend, Friday and Saturday night. Tony Hinchcliffe brought Kill Tony podcast to Madison Square Garden, and I streamed it live because you could get it,
Really?
So I got it. It was like $25.
They should do that more
often. So
often.
you got both nights.
Who is this?
Okay.
Tony Hinchcliffe
From the Garden?
from Kill Tony. Yeah.
Did he have the garden filled? Please don't tell me.
Kill Tony a
The
movie?
garden was filled.
No.
The garden
podcast?
it's a podcast. Yeah. The garden was filled. Dice Clay comes out, opens up the show.
Oh, okay.
They had a whole bunch of legends. Jim Norton was there. Big J. Okerson was there. They had a whole bunch of people
It's
there.
like that.
But the Kill Tony podcast was there. But that was the legends bucket. What Kill Tony podcast is they have a bucket where people put their names in there, and if they get pulled, they get to come on stage and do 60 seconds uninterrupted stand-up comedy.
Oh, cool.
Oh, wow.
And then they get judged by real stand-ups
cool.
and Tony Hinchcliffe and other people, and that's what it is.
So he's a comedian.
Yeah.
The only thing I've ever seen of him was the
roast.
Shane.
Yeah, Tony
Shane
Hinchcliffe was
Gillis
on the
doing
roast as
Trump
well.
and the other guy doing Biden.
Trump night 2. The first night was Shane Gillis was one of the guests. He was on the panel as Shane Gillis. Night 2, he was Trump. Adam Ray was Joe Biden. It was great.
Is that the same guy that was Biden?
Yeah,
in
and
the
same
one
thing,
clip
yeah,
from
so-
before? Okay.
Shane does Trump the whole 3
They have
hours.
to get like a woman on the stage now to do Kamala Harris.
They didn't bring any on to do it yet, but Harlan Williams was there. He did it. He did some time.
I love him, man.
I want to see Harlan Williams. He's really funny, man.
They should stream stuff like that more
Joey
often.
Diaz
I think it'd
was
be fun.
there.
Oh,
Night 2.
damn.
Rogan was there.
Why did we go to this? I mean,
Because it was
actually,
at
I went to a
Madison Square
concert
Garden,
one
but
night.
that's why I just streamed it on MSG. I have it until August 31st, so I can give you
That's
the
fun.
link or whatever. You guys can check it out. It's
And then
really
so you
good.
can
And
watch
do
it
they all
again. That's
do?
cool.
Do they all do sets? All these guys?
They got up and did like a couple minutes. Like Dice did like almost 10 minutes,
That's fun.
and then Dice.
Is he
came-
still funny though?
Oh, I
feel
like Dice. Yeah.
He's not the same.
He's
Dice
different
from
now, but he's
back
still
in the old
dirty.
days.
But he's a little different. But he'll find somebody in the
Yeah,
audience.
I was gonna say he's
and
like
zone
a
in
crowd
on him,
work
yeah.
kind of guy now. He's just like, I'm
is
gonna rip on this guy.
Like Big Jay Okerson's a crowd guy too,
Yeah.
like that. Oh, Sal Volcano was there.
Nice.
Huh? You guys know Sal
I
Volcano,
do.
right?
I know Sal.
No? Impractical Jokers? No?
Oh yeah, there's like 4 guys or
Yeah,
5.
Sal's one of them, yeah. He was there. Like I said, a bunch of comedians. Then you have some regulars that he has that are on the show. And then he has the people that were pulled out of the bucket. So you have people
What's
getting pulled
his
up.
ready?
He's been doing comedy for 20
Is he
plus
a
years.
stand-up?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
does
okay. I don't know
stand-up.
him at all.
He started out in California
Okay.
at the Comedy Store. But
Pauly Shore's place?
yeah, and Pauly Shore was there. Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah, Pauly Shore was there. Yeah, It was
Pauly
good.
Shore's playing Richard Simmons.
Is he already doing it?
I did see that actually.
Yeah.
Did you see the movie I sent you guys? It was the 8-minute movie that's out there.
Where it was like the
Of
test screen
Yeah,
kind of thing.
where he made an 8-minute mini movie,
While
Well,
Richard Simmons was still alive.
Yeah, I don't know if.
and Richard Simmons hated it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know he's still trying to. I think I saw something like maybe the.
But now that he's passed, I think it might make it easier for him to
Yeah.
make the movie.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, if you didn't want to do it.
All his handlers will be like, "Oh yeah, just give us a bunch of money. We'll do
I'm sure
whatever
he-
you want. You want to
his,
bang his corpse? Just
Right?
do it."
Pay his housekeeper or whatever that she was
Yeah.
with him for like 30 plus years or something like that. You know.
I feel so bad for him. Like I feel his last like 5 or 10 years were terrible.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I got that I've watched. If you guys have anything.
I don't have anything. We are rewatching because we saw Deadpool, so we're rewatching the X-Men
see
movies.
Deadpool?
That's so good.
Will
you
you
like
ever
Deadpool?
watch it? Did you see Deadpool 1 or 2? Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
This is a audio podcast. It would be helpful if you said no.
No,
You
I have
shaking your
not
head back
seen
and forth.
Deadpool.
All
I
our
have
many
not seen any of the
listeners at home
priors.
are now just going,
But,
did she watch it? I don't know. What happened?
But my son is
and we're all
now
answering
getting.
like, oh, okay.
My son is now into like all the
How
superhero
old is he?
stuff. He is going to be 6.
Yeah,
Star Wars yet?
Deadpool's
Yeah.
not
Right?
for him yet.
Yeah.
He'll probably be fine.
He's got like
Is he
10
like
years of
Chewbacca?
Deadpool.
He's right now. He was very Star Wars heavy. Now he's into superheroes. Then he got into Harry Potter.
What superheroes does he like?
all of them. It's just he hasn't
like
seen a lot of the movies yet.
Like I think Spider-Man reaches out
kids
to kids.
love Spider-Man.
That's why kids love Deadpool, because he looks like Spider-Man.
Yeah,
but Deadpool is not
But
for a
I've never
6-year-old.
gotten into
Deadpool's dirty for 6-year-olds.
really dirty.
I've never got into any of the superhero stuff.
Yeah,
because you're a girl and
Not necessarily.
Girls suck.
yeah, excuse
Girls suck.
you.
What the fuck is that about?
You heard me.
Andy?
I said it.
Because I haven't watched superhero movies.
I know,
Not that I don't
right?
want to. They look cool. I
They
just
look all
never.
right. Some of them are okay.
I've never had a reason to. It just didn't. It's not.
They're not all that
I'm
great.
watching Real Housewives.
You should
On the
check
way home
out
for
In
me.
a Violent Nature. Write that one down. In a Violent Nature. I would write that one down. In a Violent Nature.
Do not write it down. Don't watch
I was gonna say,
it.
it doesn't sound great.
No.
It needs
Sorry,
to be
go
watched.
ahead, Dana.
Your
So,
brother
back.
would like that one, I bet.
Okay.
In a Violent Nature. Ask your brother if he'd watch that one.
Back in Jersey.
Is he? Oh,
Now-
wait, I did see that, I think.
Does your husband encourage his superhero Star Wars watching? Does he sit and watch
My husband
them?
is not into superheroes or Star Wars, so no.
Yeah, I
What's your
Star
husband
Wars is
have a show or anything that is his favorite? Like,
Sports.
so no
Sports.
shows. It's always sports.
He'll watch shows with me, but
But
there's
he would
nothing.
never say let's
no,
check out
that's
this
not
show or
true.
this
He
movie.
used to watch the Alaskan people that lived in Alaska, off the grid,
Good Lord.
and
Oh, yeah, I've seen some of those.
buried for Seagold and all that. But he hasn't watched
That's
them in
like
a
a
very long
reality
time.
show, though, right?
Yeah. But no, he doesn't. He's not. But he'll watch shows with me. He
Yeah.
doesn't have anything he does on his own, but he'll watch what I watch. We get an hour a week to watch TV together.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Yeah, kids suck. I'm so
sure
glad my kids
fucking
are
do.
adults.
I know.
It's so hard.
It is nice.
It's so hard.
So the only other thing I have, and this is good because if this podcast comes out in October, it'll be perfect timing. There's a new show coming out on
It's going to come out before October.
Peacock.
Yeah, it'll come in first weekend in September.
Okay, so something to look forward to. October 18th, a new show comes out on Peacock called Hysteria, which
Who's in that?
is
Def Leppard?
Julie Bowen
Okay, I like her.
and
Who's
guess
that? Julie
Modern
Bowen?
Family.
Modern Family.
Oh, okay.
It's based around the Satanic Panic
She was
from
a
the
good
80s.
episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm, too, a couple years ago.
Yeah, shit.
And Happy
So
Gilmore.
What's Satanic Panic?
it's in the 80s when
God,
all the
Oh, yeah, it's a shit you
parents
put in your hair.
thought that
That's what they call the hair dye.
yeah, they thought that listening to heavy metal meant
Panic.
you were satanic. You worship the
that's
devil.
my husband.
Yeah.
That's mom used to say it's devil music.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So basically, there's a heavy metal band who they're focusing on because a quarterback was missing or something, and this heavy
Is this a
metal band.
documentary?
No,
Oh.
it's this heavy metal band is trying to capital off of Satanic Panic by becoming one of
As
those
I would have
bands.
done also if I was a little older in the 80s.
But I thought what was interesting
Or if I had
in the
any talent.
preview is that it's guest starring Bruce Campbell.
Nice.
That's your Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's going to be a series or a movie?
Series, I believe.
Okay.
Looks like a series, yeah.
And what's it called?
Hysteria.
So
Hysteria.
I like Peacock's got a good track record
I just
right now, I think.
upgraded to no
because
commercials.
they have you watched Ted on there, right?
No, I didn't watch Ted yet, but I'm going
Ted's
to.
Ted was
so
so
good.
But at the time it came out, I didn't have it with no commercials, and I have a huge problem with
Oh, yeah, I got it without
commercials.
commercials.
So I got it with commercials because Community went from Netflix to Peacock, and I'm not going to watch Community.
Stop watching Community.
I will never stop watching Community.
Why?
And I'm not going to watch it with commercials.
She's on the 15th rewatch.
I
now.
know.
But
It's
some people, when you like
10.
something,
I know,
Yeah.
but seriously, I love.
But I don't
love
watch
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld.
I don't rewatch.
Seinfeld comes on
I don't
TBS. I
rewatch
watched
anything
a couple
really, but some people
episodes,
do. They
but-
like to go back and
Listen,
revisit
I'm
it.
about to start my 6th rewatch of One Tree Hill. So,
Doesn't that make
I
it
love that for
6
you.
trees
Oh my
on
God.
that hill?
yeah, there are 6 trees on the hill. And I
They
love
still
them
only
all.
have one tree, Jason. What's happening? I don't understand.
Yep.
What have you watched, Dave?
That's a very
Well, I probably
infertile
can add a
tree.
lot to this conversation, so I'm glad you asked. No, I'm
There's
really
a lot
big.
of Dora the Explorer. Please don't tell me
Lots of-
if your kids watching Caillou.
Well, you're going to be doing
No.
Clueless soon.
Bluey. A lot of Bluey.
Okay.
Is that Blue's Clues?
Nope, it's a new cartoon. It's actually really brilliant. You should try and catch it. It's on Disney. I'm
Bluey?
not
I
kidding.
will not be watching.
You should. It's fucking good.
Sorry.
And Big City Greens, which is like a mix of, and I would never really watch The Simpsons. I know, blah, blah, blah. But it's a mix between The Simpsons. It's like a.
Love The Simpsons.
You should watch Big City Greens. It's a good one.
Big
But
City
no, in all
Greens?
reality, I watched Presumed Innocent, which I heard you guys talk about on the short that you sent me with, that Stacey was on. Really good.
I didn't see that, though. That was Jake Gyllenhaal,
That was the
right?
Jake
Yeah.
Gyllenhaal one, right, yeah.
Stacey
Really good.
watched that, right?
Yes. Yep.
And then Defending Jacob, I watched before
Oh my
that.
God. I saw that a couple of years ago.
Is that the
And
one
then
with Chris Evans?
Chris
I'm really, really
Evans is in it.
behind.
Yeah.
I'm really behind. And
She
then
loves
I
Chris
just
Evans.
recently watched Your Honor with what's his name?
Bryan
I started
Cranston.
that. Yeah, I
So-
started that.
I heard the
A lot-
writing sucked on that.
See, a lot of people started
what?
it and never watched the
I'm
second
hearing that the
season.
writing sucks
I
on
really
Your
enjoyed
Honor.
it.
Second season of that one?
There was 2
That's where the
seasons.
kid kills his dad's a judge or something
Yeah.
like that. and
Cranston's
kills
the
someone.
judge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I
That doesn't sound like it
started
needs a second season.
watching the show because I heard one of the characters on the talk radio that I listen to in the morning, which is Q102, which I'm sure you guys are all really big fans of here. But it's a show called Acapulco on, I think it's Apple TV.
I don't think I heard of that one. Acapulco.
No, me either.
Well,
Now, 102, is that a FM radio station? Do you
sure is.
turn
Q102.
you turn dials to
Turns
get to
the
that?
dial, yeah.
Wait, what's this show Acapulco about?
I haven't turned a dial in so many years. I don't think I would know how to do it. If
What,
you asked me
What's
to.
Acapulco about?
Well, I think you just need to check it out. It's like a hotel from Acapulco, like a resort that back in the day was back in the 80s.
So it's in the 80s?
was
Right
really,
now,
really
okay.
popular hotel, like in real life.
It's set in the 80s, the show?
Oh my god!
So, like, there's
Sounds
a-
like it's right
there's
up your
a
alley.
band.
Yeah, I was like,
And Acapulco was a stop on the Love Boat.
Well, there's
many
like
times.
a two
I
two band
could
singing
slow
group,
down.
a male and a female. I'm pretty sure the male is Dan Levy from Schitt's Creek and
Oh, I
stuff.
love him.
But
That's
they
great.
sing all of these 80s songs, but in Spanish. Now the show's not in Spanish,
I
but
could
like the
get into that.
entertainment is.
Did you see Ricky Stanicki? Mm-mm. Oh, that was good.
But I've only been
You
2
liked it.
episodes in so far, but it's
I
funny.
think I've heard of that.
That's
because
funny.
It sounds familiar.
Yeah.
John Cena was funny that he was singing. Remember? Dana didn't like that part. I thought it was
I
hysterical.
didn't like any of it.
It's hilarious.
Not that. Some Ricky
Hilarious.
Stinky.
Acapulco stars Enrique Arzon. I don't see Dan Levy.
Does Enrique look like Dan Levy?
Oh, it was just a guy who looked like him. I'm sorry.
Fernando Carsa looks like Dan Levy. The second one.
He looks like he could also be a lounge singer. So
That's what
Well, Dan Levy looks like he'd be a lounge singer.
I'll check out Acapulco.
I think you should.
yeah,
It's funny.
I will too.
Go for it. And you guys are like, oh my god, she's so on spot with
and
her
I'm going to tell you to check out
recommendations.
something.
I'm
You
gonna
know what
wait for
tell you to
Jason.
check out?
I'm gonna wait for Jason to watch Acapulco and tell me, dude,
It's good.
Don't even start it.
Why
Or I'll
can't
be
you
like,
just
it's really
take my
good.
word for it?
But I'm going to tell you to check out Spreaker. Download, rate, subscribe, review, do all those fun things. We are the exciting and new podcast on all of our socials. I am the Zoo on Instagram, Zoo74 on X/Twitter. Shout out to Elon, my man. This has been the
fucked up
exciting
his
and new
little
mini
thing last
podcast.
night.
I am Jason.
AEGonzo1 on Instagram, AEGonzo1970 on Twitter, or vice versa. I'm Andy.
Dana Caps on TikTok, Dana Caps77 on Instagram. I'm Dana.
And this is Adrienne.
No? Nothing?
No, it's just so much to say.
Let's do it.
Well, Instagram, I have to like spell it because it's weird.
Yeah.
At double DAT.
There you go.
I need at least to post it.
He's going
one
to be able
week.
to tag you.
Yeah, I want to tag you. Don't
Well,
worry.
you follow each other, right? You're friends on there, right? You follow each other on there, right?
Probably not.